Hey, Thriving Launchers. Today we're going to talk about ways to grow your business, get the word out, reach your ideal clients with influencer marketing and with tactics and techniques that don't require you to spend on ads or promotion.
Welcome to Thriving Launch with Luis Congdon and Kamala Chambers, the show for heart-centered entrepreneurs who want it all. Do you have a product or service that you would like to sell online? Or maybe you've been thinking about it, but you're reserved to do it because you need a website, you need complicated systems, and you need to spend money? Well, I've created a completely free course that teaches you how to use Facebook in a purely organic way. This means no ads and no money are needed. You can use Facebook completely free. So head on over to thrivinglaunch.com, opt into my Profit from Social Media course. I'm going to teach you the free methods to using Facebook to make money today.
We're here with John Ferrara. Maybe you've seen him with Nimble.com. He's been recently recognized on Forbes as one of the top 10 social CEOs, top 10 social salespeople in the world, and top 100 marketing influencers.
All right, Thriving Launchers, let's get John on the show. We're excited to have him on. He's got such great energy and lots of knowledge to share with you about really thriving and growing your business. So without further ado, John, are you ready to launch?
Luis and Kamala, I was born ready to launch. I really believe that we're on this planet to grow by helping other people grow. And any moment that I can get up on my soapbox to teach and preach, to inspire and educate, to help others become better, stronger, smarter, faster, and achieve their dreams, it's like a gift to my day. So thank you for gifting me with this opportunity.
That's refreshing. I love that kind of energy. This is exactly why we run the show, is to do that, to give people access to free education and some of the greatest minds on the planet. One of the things that you've really been passionate about is growing a company in nimble and unique ways and doing it in ways that really speak to your truth. And one thing that you said that you were really excited to talk about is how can you grow a business without really diving excessively into marketing or using other methods. And I'm curious about that.
Well, I think that many things come from necessity. And I think that the best things come from your own need because you're passionate about it and you understand the problem. Imagine me in 1988 as a salesperson in the field for a technology company. Back then, there was no contact management and there was no CRM. There was no Outlook. There was no Salesforce. Your CRM was your daytimer and a spreadsheet and maybe email and pink while you're out slips. And I struggled as a business person to manage relationships. And so I looked around for a tool that integrated email, contact calendar, and sales and market automation. I couldn't find it. So I quit my job in 1989 and started a company called Goldmine to pioneer contact management and CRM back before they existed. So imagine I had the world's first sales and marketing contact platform. How do you sell that? And I tried to basically go out and sell it. And there's only really 8 to 14 hours in the day that you can sell. And what I quickly realized is that that wasn't going to work. And so what I did was identified the key influencer of my core prospect in and around the areas of promise my product, and that was the Novell reseller. They sold that business, that SMB, the small business, a network, and I had one of the first networkable business applications to run on top of it. And what I did is I got them to use it because people sell what they know and they know what they use. They started to then recommend it and resell it to their customer, and they each one had 100 to a few thousand customers, and that's how we started Goldmine on $5,000 without ever taking a dime of venture, and we're able to scale it to the first, say, $50,000 in revenue per month. And so that initial sort of motion was an early form of influencer marketing.
That's really amazing story. And I'd love to hear what are some of, or what is the most fundamental thing you learned from that about how to grow your business without paying for marketing and advertising?
Well, Kamala, I think that the key thing there, the lesson is it's more powerful when other people talk about you than when you talk about you. And for most people, they can't afford to advertise and they don't even know how to do it. So it'd be a waste of money anyways. And so the thing that you want to consider is if you want to grow your business, it takes more than prospects and customers. You should be thinking about their influencers as well. And the influencers can be micro influencers. They don't have to be the Kardashians, right? It could be their the accountant of that business, right? Because they are the trusted priest of a business. And so when you are trying to can scale your business, don't just think about prospects and customers. At Nimble, we connect with editors, analysts, bloggers, influencers, third-party developers, investors, advisors, and prospects and customers of various types. And it's more than salespeople that connect to them. Everybody in the company connects to them. So if you're a person, business, individual, listen to this today, you should have some type of platform that enables you to have all the connections and relationships from all the disparate applications you may use, Gmail, G Suite, Office, QuickBooks, MailChimp, whatever you use in your business, into a singular platform that everybody in the company can share so that everybody's on one page of the interactions and can then follow up and follow through. But there's more to the story about scaling your business without marketing, because think about it. So we got, say, 300, 500 Novell resellers using the back then Goldmine and reselling it. How then do you scale that? How do you take that to the next level? Because many of them are already sold to the existing base of customers they had, and they were asking me for leads. How do you give them leads? Well, because I didn't know how to advertise and I didn't have money to advertise, what I did is I went to the place where business people consume information to be better at business and technology, and that's publications like Inc. and PC Magazine and PC World and other publications like that, Forbes, Fortune, etc. And I asked the editors, how can I help you write more stories? They said, tell us stories about how companies are using technology to grow. And so I started telling them stories about how people are using Goldmine to grow their business, and we ended up getting more print and winning more awards than all the other products combined. And that's how we then scaled from, say, $50,000 a month to $1 million a month. And so it's a combination. We used influencer marketing and guerrilla PR. But ultimately, we told stories and got other people to tell those stories. And what you need to think about is building a tribe around your business, building the sustainable garden, and ultimately building apostles to go out and spread your gospel.
I really love that. And John, you're touching on something that is really recently. I was talking to a gym owner, and he not only owns a gym, he's created and patented a new product in the gym space, fitness space. And he called me up and said, hey, I'm kind of struggling to make some sales and really get the word out. I'm really looking for investors, and I'm looking for some unique ways to do that. And I suggested to him to just really start using social media. And we spent some time just analyzing his social media. And I said, well, look, I noticed that you have this influencer. You have a guy who's, kind of a renowned UFC fighter, but the way you're displaying this, he's not sharing it. I don't completely understand it. He changed his method just a little bit. And with one Facebook post, he got 7 sales for his product, and also had an investor reach out. And Thriving Launchers, what I want to suggest here is that if you have something, let's say you have a product or you have a service, and you're not sure how to really get more exposure, influencers are great. And micro niche influencers are people that have anywhere from maybe 20, 30,000 followers to 100,000 followers, kind of, at least if you're looking on social media. And you can reach out to these people. Because they're smaller, they're more likely to respond to you, and you can offer them your product or your service completely free and give them this kind of premium experience so that then they'll tell their audience about it so that they'll have a good experience. And what you're doing is, instead of blasting, 100 people, you just go to one person that has their pulse on the market and can tell other people about your product or service. And there are unique ways that you can reach these people without spending money per se, but you can use unique methods. It's something that Apple's been really reputable in doing by placing their products in Hollywood. I mean, John, we're talking the same language here.
We are. And Louis, I think you bring up a really great point, and this kind of transitions from when I sold Goldmine in 1999. So we ran it 10 years, and we ended up with about $100 million in revenue per year and had about 5 million customers. It was a great success. It enabled me to spend 10 years raising three babies. And I'll tell you what, if you want to learn about yourself, if you want to learn about relationships, be a present spouse and parent, and because your kids will reflect your shit at you. And if you're willing to look at your shit in life and work on it, you can grow as a human being. And I spent 10 years doing that, and it was amazing. But then I started to use social media in 2006, 7, and 8, and I saw the way it's going to change the way we work, play, buy, and sell. And I started looking for a relationship manager that would integrate email, contact, and calendar and social. I couldn't find it, and saw that contact management was really broken because Gmail and Office don't link email, contact, and calendar, so you don't have the history of the interactions, and you don't have social, so you have to Google people before a meeting. Then I started looking at CRM and saw it wasn't about relationships, but really about reporting. And I saw an opportunity to create a new generation of relationship platform that automatically worked for you by building itself, by unifying all your disparate contacts from email, contact, calendar, social, and your business apps, and then work back in those and integrate with social. And I called it Nimble. But imagine, just like Goldmine, I was ahead of my time with Nimble as a social relationship manager, a social CRM, a social selling tool. I basically invented those categories back in 2009 and 10. How do you sell that? And there were no resellers in the cloud at that time per se. So I went and identified the influencer in and around the areas of promise of my product, thought leaders in sales and marketing and social media, people like David Cameron Scott and others. And I basically built paid forward relationships by initially simply sharing their content. So it's a lot of work to write content. And what you can do is identify influencers who inspire you in and around the areas of promise your product, sales, marketing, and social was ours. And I share their content, hashtag it appropriately, and attribute their name. What that does is it's like dripping fishing lures outside your business into the digital social river, where anybody interested in being better, smarter, faster at social sales and marketing would bite, but also the person that is part of that thought leaders community, as well as the influencer themselves. And then what I did is, rather than get on the phone and trying to tell them how great I am or my product is, I prepared, learned about them, and I asked simple questions and listened to learn about ways I could add value to that person. And I shared ideas of how I might be able to blow some wind in their sails. And inevitably, they asked me, well, what do I do? And what am I doing? And I share what I'm doing, and they become users and evangelists. So I used the exact same method to build Nimble as I did Goldmine. The difference was in Goldmine is Novell resellers, and Nimble it was influencers and thought leaders in social sales and marketing. And I was able to get people like Brian Solis and Brian Kramer and thousands of other people to not only become evangelists, but really dear friends, and created this authentic, relevant brand that vibrates with people. And so when you talk to people about Nimble, there's actually this sort of deep feeling that people have with it. And I think part of it is the culture that we've created and the brand that we've created, because what we did is it's not just me connecting with the people, but I empower each of my team members to build their brand and share that content and connect with these influencers. So you have this community of people at Nimble connecting with this community of people around us that vibrates and creates this massive community around the globe. And all that was built without spending a dime on marketing. And what we've done is we've scaled Nimble to over 100,000 subscribers. Microsoft's just signed a deal to resell Nimble with Office 365 globally. We're signing up their resellers and their customers like Tech Data and Endurance and other people like GoDaddy to be our resellers. And all of this is happening, again, without marketing. And so if you're listening to this today, you could use these concepts to build your personal brand, to build your company brand, to build a sustainable garden around your business that will attract the right things, so you don't have to spray pesticides, you don't have to overwater. You can create this beautiful, vibrant garden that will help you achieve your passion, plan, and purpose in life, which should include serving others, because I believe that service is the new sales, that you're on this planet to grow by helping other people to grow. And if you can help other people grow at scale, you could build a gold mine. I know I did.
If we were to take these concepts and distill them down to 3 actionable steps that the Thriving Launchers could go out and apply this week, what would those be?
Number one is build great identities personally and professionally for yourself, your team members, and your business. Because ultimately, these are the landing pages that you'll need to convert from. So great pictures that show your eyes, that show your face, that show your soul, right? If you want people to connect with you, it's more than the business connection. People buy from people they like, know, and trust. And so you need to share what I call the 5 F's of life: family, friend, food, fun, and fellowship. These are the things that people connect on. So create the landing pages, then start sharing content across all those places. Your identity, the company's identity, and the team member's identity that's inspirational and educational about the areas of promise of your product. Don't talk about your product. Don't talk about yourself. Nobody cares. People care about how they could become better, smarter, faster. So 80% of your content should be inspirational, educational, and you can get that content by identifying thought leaders in and around the areas of promise of your products and services. A product like BuzzSumo is easy to use to do that, and you just search your category. You'll find content and influencers. You share the content, and I would basically do it every hour on the hour on Twitter, a certain amount on LinkedIn and Facebook as well. And don't forget places like Instagram, because a picture tells 1,000 words. And then when you share that content, then what you need to do is you need to listen and engage. And I call it the 5 F's of life. That's my formula. You need to, the 5 E's of social business. It's educate, enchant, engage, embrace, and empower your customers. You educate with enchanting content that, and then you engage with the intent to empower other people to grow. And if you follow that formula by creating the identities, sharing the content, listening and engaging with the intent to serve that other person and help them grow, you're going to get so over-connected that you're going to need a platform to manage these relationships that you're scaling. And what I'd love to do is gift anybody listening to this Nimble, where it's free for 2 weeks. But if you sign up and use the code JOHN40, JON40, you're going to get 40% off for your first I think 3 or 4 months, what that code does for you. And ultimately, your network is your net worth. Your personal brand plus your professional network is going to help you achieve your dreams in life. And you need to be thinking about your network and your brand on a daily basis, because you're not going to work where you work in 1 to 5 years. The average is 3, and you should have your own golden Rolodex that you use and bring to work with you in all the business applications that you use. So the formula is simple. Create the identities, share the content, listen and engage with the intent to serve and help other people grow. Rinse and repeat.
I love that. And Thrive and Launchers, if you want to get that free 2-week sign up or that 40%, both of them, they're all available at thriveandlaunch.com with this interview. One of the things that I've really been reminded of, it's something that you guys already know about me, is I come from the nonprofit world. I did that for years, and I came into the business world not really being a business person, but understanding how to provide value, how to build connections, and how to serve. And it was one of the key tenets that really took our business from, well, kind of struggling to thriving, because I knew how to run a business like a nonprofit. And there were some growing pains with that. But one of the initial growth points that really helped is that we led with a lot of service and really trying to promote and help the people in our community. So Thriving Launchers, I encourage you to do the same thing. Find a few key people in your life, see if you can help them. Do that every day, and I promise you, you will be happier, your life will be better, and your business will thrive. So we'll see you on the website, and we'll talk to you soon on the next episode. Thank you so much for joining today, John.
Thank you, Luis and Kamala. This has been an incredible opportunity to inspire and educate. Thank you so much for giving me this time.
You've been listening to the Thriving Launch podcast. For books and resources related to today's episode, make sure to head over to thrivinglaunch.com. We'll see you there.